Arizona State for Jaden Rashada, the nation's #6 quarterback, threw for over 3,000 yards and 32 touchdowns as a senior. His game kind of reminds me of Dwayne Haskins, the great Ohio State quarterback, just a natural throw of the football, can make every throw on the field, and I think he's going to do that in Tempe. I think his visit to Arizona State 2 weekends ago, his relationship with Kenny Dillingham, going back to Dillingham, first recruiting him at Florida State, then recruiting him at Oregon. And you look at the offense that Oregon boasted last year under Kenny Dillingham as the offensive coordinator. It's the top 10 offense in America. Bo Nix goes from an up-and-down quarterback at Auburn to one of the best players at the position in the country at Oregon. He takes his visit to Arizona State. He already has a great relationship with Kenny Dillingham. There's no recruiting at that point. He got a chance to tour the campus, talk a little football with the staff. His brother lives in the area. His dad played there. Great familiarity with Arizona State. It has really tailed off with TCU. I love where Arizona State's position with Jaden Rashada, and I think we may know something soon on his final decision.
Yeah, let's just talk about what this means. To some people who may not follow recruiting at the granular level, you think, oh, you guys are making such a big deal about one player. Well, anyone who watches football understands the impact of the quarterback position, but that's just in pro ball. In college football, not only is the quarterback the most important position, but the name of the game is recruiting at this level. And you're talking about a brand new staff led by head coach Kenny Dillingham out there in Tempe, and the potential dominoes that this knots over in the future for them, as we've seen with many other programs. You get that big-time quarterback in place, and if it pans out, they're so magnetic in that they draw other talent. You could get a linebacker next cycle for all we know, because the guy wants to play alongside a Jaden Rashada.
Yeah, come in and land a blue chipper late in the cycle. New staff just really gives them a lot of momentum going into March when recruits will be back on campus. And Kenny Dillingham, he was always known as one of the best recruiters in the country, in addition to being a rising offensive coach. On the original 30 under 30 list at 24/7 Sports. He committed Dante Moore at Oregon, won that slobber knocker on the trail. Obviously, Dante Moore reopened the process after Kenny Dillingham moved on to be the head guy at Arizona State, and here he is again, landing a commitment from one of the best, perhaps landing a commitment from one of the best quarterbacks in the country in the 20.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? As you guys know, man, today's National Signing Day. Now, it's not going to be as exciting as it was in, prior years. A lot of the guys that, we was looking forward to signing, they already did. So for Miami, today is not that exciting of a signing day. All the players that we wanted, we got them. They signed. We already know. Nicholas Harbor, that's the only one that's still out there, and I doubt that he's coming to Miami. From what I'm hearing, it might be a battle. It might be a battle between South Carolina and, of course, Oregon. He took a late visit to Oregon. So right now, I think it's a battle between them. If Miami were to come out with Nicholas Harbor, it would be a total shock, surprise, shock the world kind of thing.
Best throwers of the football in the country, and I think that he's someone that.
But other things that happened, maybe like 2 hours ago, Tom Brady, arguably the GOAT for the National Football League, has decided to retire, finally retired. So he put out a little video, of course, and, this morning talking about his retirement, everything like that. So let me go ahead and play that for you.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. You only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
That's it,
Come on,
guys.
guys. I'll get to the point right away.
So Tom Brady, man, Tom Brady finally retired. Finally retired.
Process.
You know what? I'm gonna be in wait and see mode because we see this with Tom Brady before. Maybe one of them teams out there that he really would want to play for hit him up, and then he'll be like, "Oh, I'm not retiring again." You know, but yeah, Tom Brady finally retired. Now, Canes wise, like I said earlier, I don't expect much in this signing day. We pretty much got everybody on our list except for Kamani McLean. Now, Kamani McLean did make it final this morning with Deion Sanders and Colorado. So he will be taking his talents to Colorado. The one guy that's pretty much everybody's looking at, he's been a controversial recruit this whole time. At one point, committed to the University of Miami, then flipped to the Florida Gators, and now they're saying that leading for him is Arizona State and TCU, which is Jaden Rashada. So we're gonna pay attention today to see where Jaden Rashada ends up. I know a lot of Miami Hurricane fans don't really care, but just to see how he dragged Florida in the mud, kind of shed a light on their NIL mishaps and situations, it should be pretty interesting. But Jaden Rashada is going to make his decision today. Also, I'm hearing that one of the top tight ends in the country will not make his decision today. I think it's more based on a baseball thing. I think he's more into baseball than he's actually into football. So based on the baseball draft and where his stocks will be in there, if he could get drafted playing baseball, then he'll do so, and then possibly just walk on to a college football campus of his choice, basically. So those are some things to pay attention. So Deuce is trying to go to the MLB. Can't blame him on that. Go get the money. And then, of course, if you have to walk on to a college and pay your own tuition, then, it's baseball money. Then there's also NIL. So I'm pretty sure it'll work out more in his favor than against him. So, yeah, man. But, yeah, Tom Brady's retired, man. How y'all feeling about that? Any Bucks fans in here? Any Patriots fans? Anybody? Any fans of any team that Tom Brady has victimized? How y'all feeling about his retirement? I know, me personally, Tom Brady has victimized my team twice. He actually beat my team twice in the Super Bowl. The first one for the Patriots, and the last one for the Patriots. That's tough. Yeah, but yeah. So you got Bucks fan in here. I'm pretty sure you were pretty happy with his 3 years with the Bucks. He delivered a Super Bowl for you guys. You finally tied Super Bowl numbers with the Miami Dolphins. So they don't get to brag on y'all. They got more Super Bowls than y'all know most. So I'm pretty sure. He said Tom was trash this year. I think it's time. Yeah. I think he took a major step back. I'm kind of concerned to see how Skip Bayley's gonna react to this, because he loves riding on Tom. Never mind, pause. But let's see what some of the comments is going on. Oh man, nah, they didn't bring it back to this play. Not this play. I think Tom Brady got rocked on this one. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Oh yeah, he did get. Oh. Welcome to the National Football League, my guy. This was when hitting. That was when hitting was actually allowed. Now you gotta be careful. All right. I don't know what that about, but yeah, now you got to be careful how you Oh, Skip Bayless. Oh man, not a parody.
My hope is this is just another tease, just like last year. Because I am not ready to emotionally deal with the loss of that guy. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. My hope is this is just another.
Nah, obviously, Buddy's a troll, but I think he definitely nailed it. Perfect impersonation of Skip. I actually like how he set up the background with all the Mountain Dew. If you watch Skip and Shannon, then you know they do the whole betting on Mountain Dew, Diet Dew, and all that. So got the Cowboys hat, the jacket. Yeah. I think he's on with it. Kind of looks like Skip Bayless too. Yeah. Cowboy trash ass Cowboys. But man, National Signing Day. National Signing Day. A lot of like I said, blue chippers wise, it was only like 20 blue chippers that didn't sign. So, it's not an exciting signing day. A lot of the kids that were supposed to sign on early signing day, they did. A lot of them made their announcements. A lot of them put ink to paper. So today is just, a final cap. I think like the most exciting story for today is going to be Jaden Rashada and Nicholas Hopper. I think, like I said, and if you're looking at Alabama's class, if we thought what Texas A&M did last year, man, Alabama signed nine 5-star guys. 9 5. Oh, look. I remember that. Go back. Hold on. I got to bring that up.
Name, image, and likeness has changed the recruiting
Hold
world
on. Go back.
forever.
I got to go back to it.
But
Here we go.
will there be any last-minute changes of heart?
I thought they was going to show the part when Buddy threw the Florida State hat like a helicopter. But never mind.
This has the entire recruiting world turned upside down.
Name, image, and likeness has changed the recruiting world forever. So you're either
Yeah. Heisman. Hey, my boy cranked it. Hey, manifested. Oh, man, that's tough. That's tough right
keeping
now.
up or getting left behind.
We got a few positions already taken care of because I'm bringing my luggage with me. And it's Louis.
The moment these athletes
That boy said he bringing his luggage with him, and it's Louis. That boy Dion shout out. That boy Dion shout out. I'm gonna put the link in the chat because I want to make this an open conversation. Any fan of any fan base, y'all are allowed to come in and give your thoughts and opinions on your class, on somebody else's class, your rival's class, any class basically. The talents that you signed, the talents that you didn't get. If you got any NIL, complaints or anything like that, you can come in and hear your thoughts and opinion. The links in the chat. I kind of want to get some of you guys' opinion on this 2023, class. Alabama, Georgia, Miami, Texas, Texas A&M, the transfer portal, all that good stuff. We're gonna talk about all that today, man. But like I said, we're gonna be waiting on some key recruits to make some decisions
have
today.
worked their entire lives for has arrived.
I'll be taking my talents to the University of Oregon.
And the race toward the top of the signing class continues on National Signing Day.
I think this is the biggest story in the recruiting world probably ever.
Yeah, man, but we're gonna see it on the latest on these National Signing Day, man. The Kamani McLean drama, that's over. Today made it official with Colorado, like I said. The Gators, I know there's a lot of Gator fans on the channel. They're waiting to see what's gonna happen with Jaden Rashada. Jaden Rashada came through, burnt Florida, basically exposed them to the NIL world as being frauds, giving out contracts and then reneging on them, not coming through like they're supposed to, and things of the sort. So we're gonna see today We're gonna see today who's signing with who, finalizing some of these college football names, giving some of these kids some highlights or whatever. Congratulations to this guy here. FAMU, shout out to FAMU and the HBCU. It says you do know Jaden Rashada flipped from Miami like Kamani, right? Well, Jaden Rashada's flip was a little bit different than Kamani's. Kamani flipped to Colorado to go play for Dion, arguably the number one corner, depending on who you ask, of all time. Now, Kamani McLean didn't get bought, didn't get auctioned to Florida. Florida bought Jaden Rashada. They bought him. They offered this man money that he couldn't refuse, money that they didn't have. So it's not the same as Kamani flipping. Kamani flipped to better his career and all that crap, all that good stuff. Jaden Rashada flipped because Florida lied to him. Florida lied to him, allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly because I don't want your Gators sending me cease and desist and character, whatever. But yeah, you guys, your collectives allegedly offered this man money that he could not refuse. So what do you think is gonna happen? What do you think Daddy's gonna do? He's gonna tell him, hey man, they're in the SEC, they're right up the street, they're paying more money. Go ahead and do it. What do you got to lose? Oh, now you basically lost your name. You brought yourself down a notch. Now today they're looking at Arizona State or TCU for a lot less money than before. If he would have went to Miami, he would have got his money because Miami, we got the money. Whatever we tell a kid we're gonna give them, they get it. I haven't seen a complaint. I haven't seen one complaint. We're 100% on our end. But Florida State, terrible, absolutely terrible when it comes to NIL. Y'all out there putting recruits on layaway. Listen, man. Y'all out there betting on yourselves. Basically, y'all out there taking them NIL cash that y'all done collected from these people. Y'all taking it to the casino. Y'all playing blackjack. Y'all playing y'all gambling with these kids' money. And then when you lose it and you don't have it to give them, I don't know why y'all promising them money when you shouldn't be doing that. Why, man, that's tough. BB, what's going on, BB? The links in the chat, man. Y'all y'all out there lying to Jaden Rashada and telling his daddy how much y'all gonna pay him. Y'all gonna pay them and $13 million, man. God, dog it. Florida is the worst thing to happen to college football when it comes to NIL. They are gonna run the market up so bad. God. You ever see in the NFL when a quarterback get paid, or receiver get paid, running back get paid, and the next guy, the next running back, the next quarterback, the next wide receiver, they see what this guy get paid. So they're like, wait, I'm just as good at, if not better than this guy, and he's getting this. That's my worth. What he's getting, I should be getting or better. Florida's going to inflate the market doing stuff like this, promising kids millions and millions of dollars that has not taken a snap in college football. That's crazy to me. You kids signing deals with other teams and stuff like that, or other teams boosters or whatever it is, and you're offering to buy them out. Like these are contracts. These are like hiring a coach that just signed to another team, but you want him bad, so you buy out the contract that he got with the other team. Florida's offering to buy out kids' contracts. Think about that. Think about how far they're pushing this thing. Something like this is supposed to happen maybe 3-4 years down the line. They're doing it right now. They're making it a standard. They're making it. Come on. Oh my God. Goddamn baby lizards. Now, speaking of the baby lizards, I dropped a video last night on Marcus Stokes. Marcus Stokes, controversial thing, 4-star quarterback, got an offer, committed to Florida. He was supposed to be the Jules quarterback. Was in his car singing along to a rap song, said the N-word, got a little controversy, went viral, and Florida decided to drop him. Now, I don't think they would have dropped him had they not signed Jaden, got a commitment from Jaden Rashada, had not Jaden Rashada flipped. Florida didn't want to take the heat. Now, that kid went on to get an offer from a HBCU, which is, kind of crazy. So they took some backlash for offering him after the incident also, and now they reneged and withdrew his offer to Albany State. I think anybody that, like I said in my video, I think anybody that picks up Marcus Stokes, they got to stand behind him. They got to basically, whatever the actions is that need to be taken for the world to accept the kid and all of that, they got to stand behind him 100%. They got to, mentor him and do all the good stuff, whatever, this, that, and the third. But it is what it is. Florida dropped him. Florida loses Jaden Rashada. Florida don't have a quarterback in this class. They don't have a quarterback. So all these recruits that, they got coming in thinking that Jaden Rashada was going to be the guy, no, they got to deal with Graham. They got to deal with Graham Mertz, the dude from Wisconsin. That's who they got to deal with. That mid-ass quarterback. That mid quarterback. I can see Florida going 6-6 this season again. I ain't gonna no cap. I can see them going 6-6 again. Billy Napier at the end of the season, after being whooped 30-3, decided that it's a rebuild now. It's been a rebuild. I don't know if you got the memo, but it's been a rebuild for us. After we played Texas A&M, I already knew for a fact for Miami it was going to be a rebuild. After I saw all the mistakes made and all these teams whooping the crap out of us, I knew it was going to be a rebuild. So, it is what it is, man. Jaden Rashada's, like I said, announcement today, that's going to be interesting. So, who else is there really out there on the market? There's not many guys, not many names to be looking forward to. Now you do have some guys that signed to some some smaller schools out there. I know most of you guys aren't really interested in those because let's just be honest, we don't pay attention to most of those schools if they're not in the Power 5 conference. Also, guys, let me know in the comment section too. How you guys feeling about Colorado? Let's go on over to 247 Sports and look at the rankings and some of the commitments that's being made, basically. So, commitment wise, let me see if we got any significant ones. Will James out of Alabama, Theodore, Alabama. He's committed. He's a cornerback, 6 foot, 180. He's committed to Mississippi State. I'm sorry. Mississippi State, man. A lot happened to them this year. A lot happened. As you guys know, RIP to Mike Leach. He passed away. This off season. Terrible news. Just one of those coaches that he might have not coached your team or anything, but his name has always been a present. So to hear something like that, it's tough for college football. But Mississippi State picked up Will James today. Let me see any other mentions. Marcus Montgomery, he's committed to Cal. He's a 3-star receiver, 6'5", 205. Nationally, number 35 in the country. At his position, number 3, and in his state, he's the number 2. So at his position, number 2, and he's a 3-star in California. Not California. I'm sorry, in Utah. That shows you the talent. The talent in Utah is pretty low. The talent in Utah is pretty low because if you're the number 2 wide receiver in Utah and you're rated as a 3-star, that just shows you the talent. What is the first? What is the number 1 guy? The number 1 receiver? What's his rating? Might be a 3-star also. Might be barely pushing 4. So talent state-wise, me personally, I think there's 3 states you look at. You could arguably say 4. There's Florida, there's Texas, and then there's California. And you could throw Georgia in there too as arguably number 4. Those 4 states, I think, where most of the dominant football players come out, every year, not just once in a while kind of thing. And if you guys want to throw some states down there that you guys think, should be mentioned, those are my 4. That doesn't necessarily mean it's right. Y'all could throw some down there too. I see somebody said Louisiana. Yeah, Louisiana produced a lot of talent too. Probably throw them in there. Probably throw Alabama in there too. But yeah. Any other significant name? See, a lot of the guys that are signing right now, most of them, there's no stars behind them. There's no story behind them. So a lot of people aren't really looking forward to, seeing these guys. Most of these guys are going to FCS or HBCUs or, those basically the teams that you would consider on your schedule as a D1 school as your cupcake games. That's where most of these guys are landing. Okay, so you got a guy here, 4-star, a defensive lineman, 6'5", 250 pound, Kendrick Gilbert. He's out of Indiana. He made his commitment to Kentucky. Nationally, 381 at his position, 46. In his state, in Indiana, he's a number 3 prospect. So that's a huge pickup for Kentucky. 4-star guy out of Indianapolis. Nebraska, DeAndrew Barnes. He's going to Nebraska, 6 foot, 175 corner. Signed with Nebraska. He's also out of Colorado. He's out of Colorado. He's the 11th at his position in Colorado, 11th player in Colorado. At his position, though, he's like 126 in the country. Indiana picked up a guy here from Jacksonville out Desaro. I think that's how you say his name, Desaro or Desario or whatever, however you want to say that. He's listed as an athlete, 6'3", 225 pounds. At his position, he's rated at 109. And in the state of Florida, he's the 175. He's ranked number 175. So, could possibly be, something for an Indiana, but not somebody that, the big five, the big three, Miami, Florida State, or the Gators would be like, crying to get or dying to get. See, that scholarship to Indiana probably would be a walk-on for one of the big three, but, good luck to him up there. You got a guy here named Mac from Illinois. He's going to Illinois. He's a safety, listed at 6'1", 210 pounds. 3-star guy, committed today, 96 in his position. In the state of Illinois, he's ranked as the 24th player in their state. FAU picked up a commitment today. Offensive tackle, of course. He's out of Orlando, Florida. Krista son, or listen, man, some of these, that's crazy. St. Jean, that's his last name. He's the 175 in the state. See, this don't make no sense to me. He's 175 in the state of Florida. We also got my guy that I just talked about. Oh, never mind. Okay, that's my bad. Never mind. So he's 175 in the state. Position-wise, he's 98 in his position. So that's a good pickup. Man, that's a good pickup for FAU. This guy is 6'7". This is an offensive tackle, 6'7", 310 pounds. That height and size you can't teach. You can't teach. I could teach you all the kind of techniques, all the mechanics, everything like that, but I can't teach you how to be 6'7". Put the right amount of weight and the right amount of development, that could be a huge get for FAU. Huge get. Like I said, most of the guys today that has pretty much signed are pretty much the under the radar kids. None of the real big names, the blue chippers that we were looking for. Most of those guys actually signed early. Most of them. If anything, what you'll see today is a lot of enrollees. Miami should be getting a lot of the transfer portal guys enrolled and ready to go. As a matter of fact, I did some of that stuff. Guys, we got like 75 watching. We got 40 likes. So continue hitting that like button for me, please, and thank you. Continue hitting that like button. So let's see.
I wouldn't be surprised if they found a way to feel some capacity in year one if he does pick Arizona State or does pick TCU, because he's that talented and he's a guy that has the talent to catapult your program into double-digit wins and beyond.
One of the big stories to watch as the morning unfolds. Emily, back to you.
News, because I know we're all excited to figure out. He was one of the big question marks going to today. So Blair, I'll start here with you. We saw what Kenny Dillingham was able to do with Bo Nix in one season. What can he do with Jaden Rashada?
Yeah, he's a tremendous recruiter, but he's also a coach that I think understands the strengths of his quarterbacks, right? He got that out of Bo Nix. Bo Nix had been in college a few years. It isn't like he's not a known commodity, but he took his game to a different level. I think Kenny Dillingham's a bright mind. And then his tenacity as a recruiter. Remember, he had Dante Moore committed to play for Oregon, and then obviously that switched once he took the job at ASU. He we talked about the USC hashtag earlier, Take Back the West. He has also started a hashtag, and it's Activate the Valley. And that's the greater Phoenix Valley, the Valley of the Sun, as they call it. He wants to build with in-state prospects. We see a number of top-tier players leave the state of Arizona every year. We've heard, obviously, Deuce Robinson thinking about leaving the state of Arizona. Bijan Robinson, guys like that have been leaving in recent cycles. But to build with a player like Rashada at the quarterback position, that will entice other players, skill position players from the Phoenix area to go and potentially catch some balls from one of the better quarterbacks in this class.
I think if we talk big picture here, right? Arizona State this past season was kind of a revolving door of quarterbacks, different arms, and I think a lot of them have left. They bring in Drew Pine. So let's take this approach like this is the NFL draft, right? Jaden Rashada, day one, day two type of talent at quarterback. A lot of times you see NFL front offices, what they want to do is bring in a bridge type of quarterback, right? A guy that started some games. Can you let that guy get his feet underneath him? I think that is Drew Pine for Arizona State. I think if you're an Arizona State fan, a Sun Devils grad, you got to be feeling good about the future of my day one.
So where they break down the classes,
Talk about younger Arch Manning and
we're going to get into
the
breakdown and stuff like that.
He can come in, learn, and maybe by the end of the season, he's ready to go. Steve Wiltfong mentioned it. Jaden Rashada needs to add some size to that frame. I was around him at the Under Armour All-America game during practices. He said he's about 170.
Package had been thrown out, even if he was worth it, or if whatever happened, right? But I think it's kind of like him going to Tempe is a rehab of sorts, not only for his image, but also for ASU, right? They are able to build with a quarterback.
Also, guys, let me know where y'all listening from in the chat.
He stumbled.
Anybody overseas?
Kind of fell in their lap in a way, but also allows
in a different country.
The
whatever state you're in, let me know where you guys are listening from.
That come with maybe living up to an NIL reported deal. I think it's a great situation. I think it's gonna work out for him.
It compared to like Michael Penix, right? When he was at Indiana, I remember he had that diving touchdown to beat Penn State at the pylon. He was at the peak and the height of college football. Doesn't have a great season. Transfers to Washington, where he's familiar with some of the coaching staff. Our potential bookend tackles. Miami adding Samson Okunlola is a massive deal because it probably allows Francis Malagoa to play.
Exceptional class. We mentioned some of the flips and the decommitments and everything that happened when it comes to Miami recruiting this year. But Andrew, overall, how do you evaluate this graph?
He was at the peak and the height of college football. Doesn't have a great season. Transfers to Washington, where he knows some of the coaching staffs, rehabilitates his career. He's gonna have a chance.
All right, so they're gonna start talking about a breakdown of Miami's class, the ACC.
That is a fair number to place on them. As promised, we have our conference breakdowns, and we are starting with the ACC. We're going to talk about the top 5 classes and a little bit of shakeup here with the ACC.
You guys can see on the graphic,
Clemson has held the number one recruiting class in that conference the previous
Miami
5 straight years, but the streak ends this year with Miami.
3.
Mario Cristobal putting together an exceptional class. We mentioned some of the flips and the decommitments and everything that happened when it comes to Miami recruiting this year. But Andrew, overall, how do you evaluate this graph?
You see the 2 5-stars right there, right? Yeah. And they're 2 offensive tackles, Francis Malagoa, Samson and Pancake Honcho Okunlola. I think these are potential bookend tackles. Miami adding Samson Okunlola is a massive deal because it probably allows Francis Malagoa to play more of a right tackle role for them. And this past year, the Hurricanes, Mario Cristobal, year 1, they were derailed by injuries across the board, but one position room that got hit really hard was on that offensive line. And just talking with some different people around that program and doing your own kind of evaluations of the roster, I would think Samson and Francis are going to be ready to go day one. Remember Penei Sewell when he was at Oregon and played for Mario Cristobal? He appeared in 7 games as a true freshman, would have been probably been more if he didn't injure his ankle. So I like the bookend tackles. I got a few other linemen. And then I'll point out this, right? Miami, they lost Cormani McLean to Colorado. They add Damari Brown. I think he had one of the best senior seasons out of any of the cornerbacks nationally. I think he's going to be ready to go. I always say it, bet on defensive backs out of American Heritage. They have a few starting in the NFL right now. Pat Surtain, the second, Tyson Campbell. Both those guys were Patriots from American Heritage. There's plenty more guys making plays on Saturdays that came out of that school. So Damari Brown, that's a nice consolation prize. That's a nice plan B because I think he could be ready to go in 2023.
Their best class since 2008, right? So when they had the number 1 class overall, and that's when we used to be known as we used to call Miami tight end U in a way, right? And now we've kind of forgotten about that. The Jeremy Shockey's, Dylan Winslow's, the Jimmy Grahams, and I think Riley Williams is the one that stands out to me there. If we're talking tight ends, number 8 nationally, a top 24/7 prospect. We got to see him recently at the Polynesian Bowl in Hawaii, and I think a player that's going to be multifaceted for them. You can do some inline stuff, you can stretch him out wide, and that's going to be a big component of their offense moving forward. Obviously they made the move to fire Josh Gaddis from the offensive coordinator position, but I think Mario Cristobal knows the importance of being physical up front and utilizing that tight end when he has to, being strategic and flexing him out. And Riley Williams has all the tools. He kind of looks like Kellen Winslow a little bit, physically, and I think he's going to be ready to contribute. Their tight end was it Will Mallory, the leading receiver for them last year
at the Senior Bowl now.
Yeah, so leading receiver, and obviously the tight end will be huge for them. Riley Williams is a player to watch.
Talk about that physical brand of football. Mark Fletcher, running back, they flipped from Ohio State in the 11th hour back in December. I just talked about American Heritage. They also put some running backs in the league, and Mark Fletcher was kind of the workhorse for them. We loved him at the All-American Bowl. I think he's a guy that will probably be on the field as well this upcoming fall.
How impressive is this Miami class, considering the results on the field and now the fact that they're in search for a new offensive coordinator?
This is what Mario Cristobal was brought to Miami to do, to recruit. All right, we knew he could do that when he was at Alabama. He did it at Oregon. It is impressive given the results, but I'm not surprised. Mario could be listed as probably the primary on every one of those commitments. I mean, he is that involved in the recruiting process. He has relationships not only with those kids, but their prospects, the champions in their recruitment, whether that be a high school coach, a mentor, the guy at the corner store. Mario Cristobal is going to do his homework. So I think it's impressive. They're going to need to win some games here in 2024. I think it's a pretty deep group in the Sunshine State, but they're going to recruit nationally, and they went to different parts, use that U logo, that brand, to get this class done. I think they addressed a lot of key positions.
Yeah, and remember, they had Jaden Rashada committed, and they also had Cormani McLean committed. So they suffered some losses that, had things gone right for them, they could even be further up in the rankings. So you hit it on the head, Andrew. Mario Cristobal, this is his thing, right? Recruiting is what he does. He's known as a recruiter. He was brought in to reinvigorate the program, re-energize that fan base. And he's done that. Now he's got to deliver on the field.
That's good, brother Jay Blaze.
Looks like he's got some Jimmies and Joes to help him accomplish that.
Right. How about the number 2 class in the ACC, Clemson?
Nobody
They, as I said,
Clemson.
they held the number 1 recruiting class for the last 5 years, and they get topped with Miami this year. The guy that stands out to me, though, has got to be their 5-star, Vic Burley. You got KJ Henry going to the NFL. You got Miles Murphy going to the NFL. How badly do they need Vic Burley to step in day 1?
Well, look at that. The top 3 commitments are all on the defensive.
Yeah, nobody cares about Clemson or the rest of the ACC. You know what? As a matter of fact, we'll play Florida State soon. But as far as Clemson, we don't care about Clemson. It's a lot of Florida State fans on the channel. I'll give you guys that. Like Norvell up there with his little weak class.
Have one of the biggest recruiting weekends ever. I think it's ever. I looked it up. Maybe Minnesota had a bigger one at some point, but 31 official visitors first weekend of June. We have never seen anything like that. I don't know how they coordinated that. Kudos to the recruiting staff, all those assistants in that building, everyone that helped out. But they ended up signing 15 of those guys. I don't think they lost any of the decommitments, right? That was an issue for Clemson in the previous cycle. They lost a lot of guys down the stretch. They held on to them. Clemson just had a big junior day for this 20 right now.
Nobody did
cycle, but that is a great question, and I think Clemson. They've got guys making plays.
They're going to talk about the Seminoles now, so I'll let that ride.
Some of them haven't really panned out. Nagata, the wide receiver. So that is an area.
When they get to the AC, when they get to the SEC, and they talk about Florida
at the second level of the defense.
I'll bring them
the
up too.
Offensive weapons.
Hunter Renfrow? Come on. You got to throw him out there.
Maybe that's
too.
where they should go in the transfer portal.
Maybe. Hey, this is a perfect segue. You said transfer portal. Number 1 transfer portal class is Florida State, but we're going to talk about their recruiting class before we get to all the great guys coming in. So let's take a look at Florida State's recruiting class. They are 3rd in the ACC. We looked for the skill position players coming into Clemson.
Them
and
boys
right
couldn't
at the
even be
top of the
number
list
2. They had
here
to be
is
number 3.
Hakeem Williams, the 5-star wide receiver. Blair, how great is this guy?
Yeah, he's dynamic, and he's got that ability to stretch the field and get open deep. I love his makeup. I think he loves to compete, and that's what you look for in those one-on-one battles, right? Like, how much does this guy want the ball right now, and how much does he want to beat the guy on the other side of him? And I think, you know, his announcement was obviously filled with theatrics. Andrew, you were there. It looked like a fun time. But I think he carries that over to the field, right? His persona really shines. I think he's going to be a special talent in that offense. Mike Norvell loves to stretch the field. He loves to use those big pass-catching targets over the middle of the field, and Hakeem Williams checks a lot of those boxes.
Julio Jones comp?
Yeah. I
Explain.
mean, look at the size right there.
Yeah.
He's a freak athlete. Julio Jones, obviously, he had a great career at Alabama.
Hold on. Y'all think Hakeem Williams got that Julio Jones effect? Y'all think he could be like Julio Jones? I know a Florida State fan loving that comparison. I know they loving it.
Well, we saw what he did in the National Football League, but Hakeem Williams could be that. He averaged a double-double in the state Final Four last year. He swam as a freshman. They didn't even show the clip. He had a 73-yard touchdown this season where he's wearing one shoe, like the shoe came off midway. So he can get it all done. I think when you talk about Hakeem Williams in Florida State's class, Florida State has a number 2 transfer portal class right now. Mike Norvell is kind of the portal wizard. Jordan Travis,
because he can't
Verse,
recruit high school.
Guys. We know that they're going to keep doing that. But they still want to recruit the high school ranks, and they're looking to add talent at premium positions. If Hakeem Williams is in the transfer portal, everyone in the country is going to want him, right? Lucas Simmons, the offensive tackle they got, born in Sweden, 6'8", has all the measurables, grew up playing like floor ball, handball, whatever you want to call it. He's got a ton of upside. Same thing. When you look in the transfer portal, any offensive tackle is going to have 30-plus offers. Everyone's looking for offensive tackle help. So when I look at what Florida State has done from a total talent acquisition standpoint, you combine the portal and the high schools, I think they're taking high school players that have NFL upside at key positions where it's hard to go find those immediate veterans to come in. So it's a smart strategy for Florida State. And those aren't the only 2 I like. I like what they did in the defensive backfield, but really Lucas Simmons, Hakeem Williams, I think it's smart to get premium position players and sign those individuals.
Yeah, the transfer portal is to be able to fill gaps or fill positions where you need them immediately, right? You need a college body that's going to be in there. You're not going to wait for him to develop or to get stronger, to get bigger. That guy's already a finished product. He's going to help you on the field right away. Blake Nicholson is the player that I like to highlight in this class because he is the long-term projection. He is that linebacker that needs to fill out, needs to add 20, 25 pounds, but has all the physical tools that you love to see. He's kind of that mini backer, Andrew, that I think everyone has right now, that you need that versatile player in the box, but could also do some things in the slot. He can cover running backs out of the backfield. He's got all the tool set. He can blitz and he can pass rush a little bit. We saw him at the Polynesian Bowl. It kind of looks like Tim Riggins a little bit. So he's got that going for him. I'm sure he's going to be a hit down in Tallahassee. I think he's going to be a special playmaker. Give him some time, but he's going to fill out and be a really remarkable player in the ACC.
And they get him from California. I mean, Florida State.
They beat Oregon and UCLA. They don't go out to California much or even to the West Coast. But Florida State, when they see a player, and Mike Norvell does have some ties out west, they go and they attack. And to win that battle against Oregon, which had been recruiting hot, and how do you say no to Dan Lanning as a defensive player, and then UCLA being an in-state school there in California, it was a really, really notable win for Mike Norvell.
One guy I want to bring up, Brock Glenn, the quarterback they flipped from Ohio State. Brock, his real name's Auburn. He was named after the University of Auburn. Guy that drew interest from pretty much everyone.
From Auburn?
Auburn at one point was in there. Mississippi State was in there. I remember when I reported that he was going to visit Florida State, all these FSU fans were like, why? Like, we already have our quarterback, Chris Parson. Well, funny how things work out because Brock Glenn might be the quarterback of the future there, right? Jordan Travis, he's coming back for another season. Florida State is expected to be very good in 2023. Circa your calendar now, LSU, FSU, Labor Day weekend. I think that might be like game of the year type material. But what happens after Jordan Travis once he leaves? We talk about Mike Portal or Mike Norvell and what he does in the transfer portal.
Mike Portal.
Yeah, Mike Portal. That might be the name. So you think they're probably going to look to add a bridge gap quarterback, if I use that term again, a veteran arm. But Brock Glenn is a guy that can come in, and I think he fits that system perfectly. He can move around. He can make plays on the run. His testing numbers are like identical to Jordan Travis coming out of high school. So I think Brock Glenn wasn't talked about enough. I think he can come in, learn for 1, maybe 2 years, depending on what veteran arm they look to bring in, and he's the guy for Florida State there in the ACC.
I thought it was remarkable. Maybe if you're a Florida State fan, you look at their class and you're like, okay, we could have done better. But I still think they did a good enough job considering all the buzz that Mario Cristobal had arriving at Miami, all the buzz Millie Napier had at Florida. You had to look at Florida State and say, okay, what are you going to do about it, right? How are you going to hold your ground, not only in the state, but also regionally? And how are you going to fend off some of these battles that you're going to face against Cristobal, against Napier, against these other schools that you're going up against? And if you look at where they stack up, I think you have to take what they did in 2023.
Well, Miami wanted Conrad Hussey, top 247 safety. Florida State's the one that flipped him from Penn State second day of the early signing period. Cooper Pataga, my buddy, that's one of his favorite prospects in the class. Again, what they did in the secondary, they had a new DB coach coming in, Pat Surtain. He comes over from the Miami Dolphins, making a ton of buzz already down in South Florida. Everyone's like, oh, Florida State. So you're right. FSU, everyone talked about last year. Florida State was kind of licking their chops after what happened, tail between the legs after what happened with Travis Hunter. They turn it around and they are in prime position to make some noise as the alpha in the state right now, as Miami rebuilds and as Florida rebuilds.
I love those Sunshine State recruiting battles. A lot of flips between those two this year. Florida State building the third best recruiting class in the ACC. How about number 4, UNC, and the biggest name of the offseason has got to be the fact that Drake May sticking around for the Tar Heels, and it's probably no surprise there that the top player in this class is a guy that will want to be catching some passes from Drake May. Chris Culliver here.
All right, so that's day coverage on Florida State's class. Like I said, we got a lot of Florida State fans on the channel. This is the Big Three, so that's their coverage on the number 3 class in the country. In the ACC, number 1 Miami, number 2 Clemson, and then Florida State. They fall in at number 3. Nobody really cares about them like that. Jaden Rashada is going to Arizona State, guys. Jaden Rashada is going to Arizona State. So the controversy is over. Unless Arizona State decide that they want to do what Florida did and promise him some stuff and don't have it, sometimes you gotta, fake it till you make it. That's what Florida was doing. They was trying to fake it till they make it. Fake like they could give you this money until the fans give them the money, and then they'll give it to the guy. But the fans decided that they didn't want to waste their hard-earned cash. And, Jalen Rashada had to take his talent elsewhere, kind of put the Gators to shame, out here telling lies on NIL and stuff. Let me see any updates from my boy Josh Gaddis. Josh Gaddis has wiped his Miami stuff. He got fired. So still got the picture up, still got the hurricane stuff. And hasn't updated his profile yet. So all right, that's cool. Let's bring in your boy Jaden Rashada. He should have been at the top of the list. I shouldn't even have to write out his old name. Oh, Jaden Rashada, damn, that's tough. And I guess I'll put Jordan Rashada. That's why. That's why I couldn't find him. They probably like, who the hell is Jordan Rashada? They probably like, who is Jordan Rashada? I was wondering why his name didn't pop up as soon as I typed it in. Man, that's tough. All right, go to the latest. Latest on Jaden Rashada. They say Jaden Rashada program change and commit for ASU. Arizona State University. Oh man, look at the Florida guy calling me a genius. I think that's a compliment. I think that's a compliment. Or he trying to be sarcastic? I'm gonna take it as a compliment, though, Matthew Walker. I believe you're a nice person, so I'm gonna think that was a compliment. With your balloon head at. All right, so Jaden Rashada, man. Former Miami Hurricane commitment, Jaden Rashada signs with Arizona State. So he chose Arizona State over TCU. That's tough. There you go. The final verdict. So Jaden Rashada. There you go, Florida fans. How y'all feeling? All you Gator fans, how y'all feeling out there? This man came in there almost ran your program to the floor. Almost took all your NIL money. If you would have signed Jaden Rashada, you probably couldn't sign nobody for the next 4 or 5 years. Because let's just be real, y'all ain't got it like that. Man, I see the Florida collectives told the people that's donating the money, stop asking us where the money gonna go. Donate and shut your mouth. That's what they were saying. That's what they were saying to the Florida fans that was donating their money. Donate and shut your mouth. Don't ask us where the money going. Just donate and shut your mouth. Imagine if I came on YouTube and told you guys this. Listen, you see that super chat? Donate to the channel and shut your mouth. Donate to the channel and shut your mouth. Imagine if I was doing that. That's crazy. Right? BB, what's going on, BB?
What's going on?
Man, BB, you see that on the screen right there? Jaden Rashada, ASU.
Oh, he can go there. We ain't paying him and his daddy. They can go.
6'4", 175 pounds.
Good luck to him.
Pittsburgh, California, 2023. Now,
so you rather go to Arizona State and get less money?
But if he went to Florida, he wasn't getting no money.
Oh, he won't get the money. His dad ain't getting no money.
He wasn't gonna get the money that y'all told him he was gonna get. Y'all try to reduce the man pay.
Y'all think he's gonna get $13 million? He's supposed to get
it wasn't 13 million. It's not even 6, it's 7.
Okay, you're right.
He's supposed to get 6 from Miami. 7. But y'all offered him 7, and if Ruiz were to come after the contract, y'all would have paid the extra 6.
We ain't doing that. We good. We got Lagway. We straight.
The boy said, wait, 13 million? Billy Napier looked at the collective like, Mom, y'all trying to pay this man more than y'all pay my staff.
Funny thing is, he see why he knew that December the 7th. Nobody tell you to sign. We told you we weren't going to pay you.
Wait, time out. You mean to tell me y'all told this man straight up, y'all, we're not gonna pay you, and then he signed it?
He still signed thinking he was gonna get the money.
So y'all told this man straight up, we're not gonna pay this money, but you gonna sign it, but he signed anyway.
Yeah, that's why last one. That's why Latway committed the same day. Everything happens for a reason.
Damn, that's crazy. Y'all told Jaden Rashada, we're gonna promise you this money, but we're not gonna pay you. Sign right here, and he signed right there.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Do me a favor, please. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
Ain't no way.
Yeah,
ain't
no way. Well, we ain't right.
No way in hell you that damn dog.
We told that to his dad.
My job and clocking in, and they telling me, "Yeah, we know that you're going to go ahead and get paid, but we ain't gonna pay you tomorrow. But we still want you to come to work."
Nah, ain't that situation.
Redavius Hall said, "This guy's a fool." That's not what happened. BB, what you just said, BB, ain't made no sense, none whatsoever.
We not paying
about here, man.
You go into your boss. You go into your boss office right now. He said, BB, I promise you, $30 an hour. You sign the dotted line. Come Friday, you're supposed to get paid. So you know what? I'm not paying you 30. I'm gonna pay you 20. How would you feel? How would you feel?
Yeah, hey, it
You
is
would
what it
feel
is.
like you would feel like you got bamboozled, cheated, got finessed, got, and you would want to get up out of there. I don't blame
Nah,
Jay
we would have got
Rashad.
Rashada. It ain't Rashada's fault. It's the different fault.
See what y'all thought was, oh, we the Gators.
We ain't thought nothing.
That's
We ain't thought
we in
nothing.
the SEC. That's good enough. You should
Nah,
want
we
it.
ain't say that. We ain't say
You
all
should
of
pay.
that.
Y'all thought you should pay us to come play for us.
Nah, we ain't say that. That's the hardest part.
They said BB got to be trolling. You got to be trolling. Ain't no way in
We
here.
good. We got last one. We got a better quarterback anyway.
Now let me ask you this, BB. BB, do you donate to the? Do you donate
We
to the
got 24
Gator
quarterbacks
Collectors?
already. Top
Do you
5-star already.
donate? But he's for the next cycle. He's for 2024, and he still got plenty
Yeah,
of time to
we
flip.
know.
He still got plenty of
He
time
ain't
to flip.
flipping. He ain't flipping. Who want to bet money on that one?
All right, watch if
Okay. His recruiting is not about it. Oh, Luis is up. Luis is up. It's not about NIL.
If
It
Ruiz
ain't about
decide that he
NIL
want
with
to
him.
get his get back, y'all ain't getting them.
Well, we tell them to try. Why y'all want to find him?
Who y'all talking about? Who y'all talking about? And who beeping?
Legway, five-star wide receiver that committed to Florida for the 2024 class. If Ruiz decide that he wants to get his get back for Jaden Rashada, it's over. It's over. Money ain't an option. Money ain't man.
I was trying to figure out if y'all got a quarterback in Florida right now because I ain't see nothing. I'm not trolling or nothing. I just wanted to know because that's a major red flag alert right there, bro. Like y'all ain't got y'all mean 2024. That's cool, but who gonna throw the ball to y'all in 2023?
All right, let me give you guys the article that they put out for Jaden Rashada real quick. So Jaden Rashada comes full circle commitment to Arizona State. So BB back in the building. All right, so the story is the roller coaster has been. Yeah, BB, you got to tell them to get off the forklift.
I'm getting away from him.
All right, so the roller coaster that has been the recruitment of Jaden Rashada has come full circle. The one-time Miami commit who flipped to Florida, signed with the Gators in December, then got released from his NLI in January. Will play his college football at Arizona State. It was early in spring of 2021 when Jaden Rashada nearly committed to the Sun Devils and offensive coordinator Zach Hill. So basically, Arizona State has always been in play, but
you didn't know his daddy went to Arizona State?
Yeah, he didn't choose them because the money was in the state of Florida.
No, it ain't had nothing to do with money.
Oh, it definitely.
That's how Billy knew his daddy. Not with Arizona State. I'm talking about with us, with Miami and Florida. It did.
Oh, it had plenty to do with money because he signed with Miami over y'all, and then he flipped to y'all.
That's what I'm saying. TCY.
It's all about
I
money.
get that. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying when Arizona State, it wasn't about money.
Yeah. I get you now. But yeah, if you look at Arizona State, they was the only one legitimately supposed to get him, and it just turns out.
Yeah, that's where his daddy come from. That's how Billy had the relationship with him already because his daddy. Billy knew his daddy already because he was OC at Arizona State in 17.
All right, so the son of former Sunbelt Rose Bowl member Harlan Rashada, the youngest, he grew up watching the Sun Devils, and he nearly pledged to Hill. Then head coach Herm Edwards. I mean, so Herm Is Herm Edwards still at Arizona? Or did he
Nah,
leave?
he gone. He gone.
I think he gone.
He gone. You know they got Dillingham.
Oh yeah,
Dillingham and coach.
So Dillingham replaced him. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Dillingham replaced him. While Jada Rashada picked Miami in the summer, and Oregon would land Dante Moore, it looks like the pairing wouldn't happen. Yeah, then Dante Moore ended up going over to UCLA also. So dang. Even Rashada signed with the Gators. It looked like it was never a match. It would never match. That's tough. Why they don't just go ahead and tell the truth in these goddamn articles, man? Florida promised him money and couldn't pay him. Of course, it's not a match.
Why? Yeah, when the truth come out, y'all gonna be like, what? It's gonna be funny.
Man, Arizona was always my favorite. Here we go with the bull crap again. Arizona was almost my favorite school growing up because my dad played there. Rashada had previously told it was almost committed there when I was a sophomore. Yeah, but you end up choosing to commit to Miami and Arizona and Florida Gators. When he committed to Florida, when he flipped to Florida, I always wanted to play in the ACC. It's always been my dream. This, that, and the third. I love Gainesville, blah, blah, blah. Man.
You know how that junk go, man. Come on.
Listen, I knew the kid was lying when he said I love Gainesville. I knew it. Ain't nobody in this world can stand on 10 toes and say they love Gainesville. Oh, man. He loved the pairing of Dillingham and Rashada. Okay. It was obvious that Kenny Dillingham was going to get one of the top quarterbacks in the class, said Wolf. At first, it was Dante Moore, but now it's Jaden Rashada. Yeah, once Dillingham left Oregon, it was done for Oregon with Dante Moore.
Yeah, they were done after that. They knew it.
All right, so yeah, that's pretty much the article on Jaden Rashada. That boy said nope. I ain't want to be no baby lizard. Yeah, y'all let me know in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Jaden Rashada saw my video and say, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna let this guy call me a baby lizard.
Boy, you tripping. But you never know. Hell, they be listening to Twitter. They be listening to you, man. You never know.
Y'all put a 1 in the chat. Y'all put a 1 in the chat if you think Jaden Rashada said, nope, I am not finna let T2Y call me no baby lizard.
Maybe he didn't want to be a pond frog though, T2Y. You might be right though, man.
Man, I think Jaden Rashada walked up in Florida, walked up in
or
Billy's
tadpole or whatever you want to call him.
Looked them straight in his eye and said, bitch better have my money.
They didn't. I mean, I don't understand what the whole situation is. I really don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. But I don't know what made them think that they were going to go ahead and pay this man his daggone money anyway. Did you see the food that they served this man?
Oh, yeah. We all know it's jail food.
And they don't get that in jail. What do you mean?
I like that macaroni soup. What y'all talking about?
The hell? I ain't never known macaroni and cheese to be soupy. Get out of here.
Oh, yeah. That's how you never been to Gainesville.
That Walgetty.
Man, you eat that crap if you want to. I'm telling you, eat that crap if you want to. I'm gonna know one thing: you eat that crap if you want to, you gonna blow the back off a toilet. You eat that. That's all.
Florida got the number 3 class in the ACC, right?
Who?
No. LSU got a better class than they do. Number 4, right?
Think so.
I know Alabama 1, Georgia 2, LSU 3. I think Florida is number 4 in ACC, if I'm not mistaken. In the SEC, if I'm not mistaken.
In the SEC, I think you might be right.
Let me double check. I'm trying to make sure. BB, I'm about to call OSHA on your ass.
Why you gonna call old shorty? Why you gonna call him?
My boy operating a forklift. He on the phone. He ain't paying no attention. He trying to see what Jaden Rashada at.
All I'm gonna tell you is this right now. Because where I work at, we under that same law. If BB sit there and say, "Boom, oh shit, I'm off," I'm telling you now. My ball.
Man, y'all ever seen that video where that person on that forklift backed up into one of them shelves and the whole warehouse came down?
Hell yeah, they showed us that in our training video. To be honest with you, in our safety class that we got to take every month. Speaking of every month, today is the first, right?
Yeah, the first of the month. Wake up, wake up,
Yeah.
wake up.
Yeah, I gotta go take my safety class when I go to work tonight. If they having it. If not tonight, then tomorrow.
All right, man. So Tom Brady's out of there. That boy finally announced his commitment to the retirement.
Oh, really?
Yep. Put out a little video this morning. We played it earlier. He's
Okay.
Committed to the retirement.
That's tough.
Yeah. Jaden Rashada, man. Jaden Rashada. The drama is over. The Kamani McLean drama is over. Who else got some drama behind him? This season, Florida State ain't had no drama. They had all they could bear last year. That Travis Hunter thing hit the world hard.
Yeah, Florida State been kind of quiet. I ain't hearing nothing from them.
So Florida State got their drama with Jaden Rashada, not Jaden Rashada, with Travis Hunter last year. Miami got theirs with Kamani, and then Florida got theirs with Jaden Rashada.
The big three, the big problems.
We're gonna see what it's gonna be next year, though. I'm still waiting to see where Nicholas Harbor is going.
Yeah, that's gonna be the $64 million question right there, though. Where is he gonna go?
Wow, that's crazy. Woman charged with finding a lookalike online and killing her to fake her own death. That's crazy.
What? What the hell?
Found a lookalike, killed her, and faked her own death. That's crazy.
It's the type of world we live in, brother.
Whoa, dang, she being that bit with the broom. Whoa. Okay, that's enough. Florida fans on National Signing Day.
Florida?
Florida fans on National Signing Day losing Jaden Rashada.
I mean, you should have known that right was on the wall when he left.
Man, that boy dragged you out to the mud. If NIL was a deciding factor for any kid, I think he made it clear that Florida is not the right decision. That's tough right there. That's tough.
But remember what he said though. When he decommitted from us, because honestly, he wasn't gonna come to us. We were just a holding pot until Florida got their stuff together. We all know that. I mean, the real fans know that.
I mean, had Florida not made them that fake offer,
he would have stayed with us.
He would have stayed with Miami. All right. Off subject, not football. If y'all can see the screen, I don't know if y'all ever seen this movie, but I think this is one of the greatest movies ever made. Apocalypto. So, if you want a movie to watch with one of your significant other, probably don't. If you're trying to get it in, don't watch this movie because it's super interesting and you're not gonna get nothing. But
hold on, what's the name of this movie?
Apocalypto.
Oh, Apocalypto. Okay.
If you're trying to get it in, do not put this movie on. All the little touching and signaling that you're doing, she's not gonna go for it. She's gonna want to watch this movie.
Yeah.
This is a movie that you watch after you get it in.
You got to get so basically got to get the draws first. Then you go ahead and watch that.
All right, more coming out of Miami. The basketball twins, the two shouties. They got another endorsement deal, another NIL deal with Raising Cane's.
Yeah, go figure.
The chicken joint.
Yeah, I never had them. Are they down there in South Florida?
Yeah, I think they all over the place now. I think they've been branching out all over the place. I never tried them. Ain't nothing I'm looking for.
I never seen them. They don't have one here in Georgia.
Yeah, but the two little shorties here, man, the twins, they got them an NIL deal. I think in the country, the way these two been ranking up NIL deals, they should be. I ain't gonna try to pocket count, but they getting it in. They getting it in. Tampa Bay thanks Tom Brady, of course, for his service. He says Raising Cane's not all that. I've never tried them, so I can't say if they are.
Yeah,
Or
me
they
neither.
But if enough people say it ain't, then I guess I'll take y'all word for it. But just like sushi, I'm gonna have to try it for myself. Growing up my whole life, people told me sushi was nasty. Tried it for myself. I absolutely love it.
Right. Some people don't understand it. I tried sushi. Well, I tried sushami. I mean, not sushami. Sushi. I had it right the first time. My bad. That's the cook joint. That's sushami. That raw. That's that raw and all that.
Yes,
Nah, I don't
yeah.
do that.
I ain't trying to eat fake sushi. If I'm gonna eat sushi, I'm gonna eat sushi.
Yeah, the cook joint is the one that's the I'll rock with that.
Y'all let me know in the chat. Super Bowl. Who y'all got? Who y'all taking? Put a 1 in the chat for the Eagles. All right, just put Eagles in the chat, or Kansas City, the Chiefs. Put Chiefs in the chat. Who y'all got for the Super Bowl? Who y'all riding with? Is it are y'all going with Jalen Hurts or y'all going with Patrick Mahomes? Man, did you see the clip of Patrick Mahomes' dad say he's smoking on that Joe Burrow pack?
Yes, I did.
Man, that shit crazy. That boy say he's smoking on a Joe Burrow pack. This man said the Giants, throw them in the garbage. The Jets, throw them in the garbage.
Hey,
Giants and Jets, throw both of them in the garbage. So I see
you
one Eagle.
You throw them damn Jets in there. I don't know about that.
I see another Eagle here, Eagle fan here. Somebody said Chiefs. Money on the Eagles. Money on the Eagles right there.
I think the Eagles might take it though, dog.
You know what I'm gonna do? When is the Super Bowl?
I think it's the second week in February now. It used to be the first week, but I think it's the second week now.
You know what? I'm gonna put my Cash App. Well, my Cash App is on the screen, strolling at the bottom. I'm gonna put it in the chat too. Whatever y'all send me, whichever team that's got the most, they name the most in the chat. I'm gonna put everything, anything that y'all send to my Cash App. I'm gonna put all of that on that team.
Oh, that'll be cool.
And whatever's win, if we win, all of it, I'm gonna make sure I video it, so all of it will go right back into the people in the chat. So all that money, let's just say you guys donated $100. We put 100 on the Eagles, and let's just say we win. Whatever the amount we win, I'm gonna do a live stream, and I'm gonna give all that money to the people in the chat. let's do that. My Cash App is in there. If you do send something though, make sure you put Super Bowl. Don't just send money to the Cash App. Put Super Bowl if you send anything. Put Super Bowl. So that way I can add them all up, put it on the Super Bowl, put it on whatever team that is. As a matter of fact, let's see how many of y'all picked who y'all picked. So let's do a count. We got one Eagle, two Eagle. We got one Chief, two Chief. Let me do a tally mark. So we got Chiefs, then I got Eagles. All right, let's do these tally marks. Like I said, my Cash App is on the screen. If you send anything, make sure you put Super Bowl. Make sure you put Super Bowl. Make sure you write out the word Super Bowl. So two for the Chiefs, two for the Eagles. Then you got Chief, you got Eagle. All right. So far it's leading towards the Chiefs. Oh, we got another Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Like I said, let me repeat that. My Cash App is on the screen. Any amount of money that's sent to it, make sure you send it to make sure you say Super Bowl. So all that, any amount that's sent, I'm gonna add it all up. I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna show screen record the Cash App and everything like that, so you guys can see where the money is going to. So you guys don't think this money is going into my pockets or anything. Then I'm gonna put all that money on whichever team y'all say. So far, right now, it's the Chiefs. It's the Eagles. I'm sorry. So right now, it's the Eagles. Put all that money on there, and then I'm gonna do a live stream, and whatever we win, if we win, whatever the amount is that we win, we're gonna pour that right back into y'all pockets. So if you donate, let's just say $100 came in, we put it all on the Eagles. Eagles win. Let's just say we won like $500.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go live, and I'm gonna basically, let's say 50 subscribers gonna get $10 sent to their Cash App each until we get to 500. So we could do that. Now, if nobody send nothing, then hey, I'll just put $5 on the Eagles and see how much I win.
I'm gonna donate though. I'm gonna just wait. I'll do it tomorrow though.
All right. So
I had tried to do this on Zoe's show, but he had cussed me out. But do you take an EBT?
no. I don't know nothing about no EBT.
Well, damn.
I wish I got me some EBT.
I'll donate tomorrow.
Appreciate that. I wish I got me some EBTs. I'll take it. I'll take it right now. Grocery bills ain't no joke. All right.
Boy, chicken so damn high, these damn eggs. I can't make an omelet without crying.
All right. So right now they're talking about LSU. Damn, Florida. See, that's what happened when you can't. That's what happened when you can't get a top 4 class. Oh, I forgot. Tennessee was better than Florida in recruiting this year too.
All right, what?
Yeah, Tennessee was better than Florida in recruiting. Let's see. Are they going to talk about the Gators? Oh, I turned the volume.
It got away. How do you encompass this class and tell us your thoughts?
I still love this class. And why? Well, what is that?
Hold
Friday
on,
Night
run
Lights,
that back.
the camp that
defensive players used to transfer out of, right? Like you look at a Henry To'oto who, left for Alabama, but now they can be the destination.
He got paid.
Attention. Let's go to a rival of theirs, though. That is Florida Gators.
Let's
down
talk about
in
the
your
Gators.
neck of the woods here.
Mhm.
And a great class here for Billy Napier, but one of those classes too. We talked about this with Notre Dame. We're probably going to be judged based on the guys that got away. How do you encompass this class and tell us your thoughts?
I still love this class. And why? Well, what is that? Friday Night Lights, the camp that Urban Meyer made famous years ago. I was talking with a few of the staffers there. They said they had to get better up front on defense, right? They wanted their defensive line to look like what Alabama and Georgia fields all the time. That's they're going to be competitive in the SEC. Look at two of the top 3 commits up there, Kelby Collins and Cameron James. Kelby Collins was excellent at the Under Armour All-American game all week long, ended up winning one of the MVP trophies there.
Lit City Lambeau, that new weight room that you saw, that's the baseball weight room. That's not the football base. That's the baseball one. That shit fire though.
Wait, come again and say what?
We got a new baseball facility. They upgraded the weight room. I'll pull it up after the Florida stuff.
Cameron James, we saw him in San Antonio All-American Bowl. He's a big, tracy defensive lineman, some guy that I said, hey, we need to get him in the top 247. I hope he pans out, and he looked way further ahead of schedule when we saw him in San Antonio running around. So they addressed that. I think Will Norman's another guy that could play for them, TJ Searcy. And then they added some talent at wide receiver. Florida's been kind of searching for that difference maker ever since Kadarius Toney, a guy that can make chunk plays in space. Eugene Wilson, I think he can do that. Eugene Wilson, his father won a pair of Super Bowls, ran the fastest 40-yard dash at Under Armour's camp down in South Florida. I think there was like 180 kids there. He had the fastest one that day. And then Aiden Mizell, his mom ran track at Florida. He's a burner guy on the outside. So they added some weapons. I know it doesn't feel good. You didn't get Cormani McLean at one point. That was someone that you thought you were going to get. You lose Jaden Rashada. They got to figure it out at quarterback long term. But this is a group that you can build foundational class. The big thing for Billy Napier is going to be stacking another recruiting class on top of this one.
Yeah, and Aiden Mizell was a player who but I really like how reliable he is as a pass catcher, right? He's not just a straight line speed guy.
Go back to it. I missed it.
Off of defense, he's also really intricate with his route running. I really like his body control, the way he attacks the football. And he's a chain mover who they need, right? They need desperately a difference maker that's going to be able to kind of make an impact outside of group.
Huge emphasis in the state of Florida from Billy Napier as well, right? Dan Mullen seems like they got a little complacent on the recruiting trail. They look to other regions, but
I don't know why they praise him. I don't know why they praising Billy. He can't recruit 5 stars either. I'm just saying.
Putting a fence around Gainesville as best as they could. They didn't get everyone, but they got a lot of good guys. Jakeem Jackson, cornerback, huge fan of him. So big wins across the state for them.
What are your early impressions
more
of how
photos.
Bill is handling those in-state battles?
He's doing a good job, and it wasn't what you wanted to do in terms of state. You lose to Vanderbilt, kind of but there was also some big wins. They beat South Carolina when they had a lot of recruits in the stands. Go back to that Utah game, week 1. The Swamp was rocking. A lot of talent there. I think the biggest thing for Billy Napier is Gator Nation needs to give him some time, right? And the pressure is on now. And the schedule is not set up well for Florida. They traveled to Utah week 1. I think they got Tennessee.
That is nasty though, dog.
Tennessee's got Joe Milton. Billy Napier needs some time. I saw the operation up close in person. I opened up the hood when Dan Mullen was there at the University of Florida. Then you show up to see Billy Napier and what his staff's doing.
That weight room looking a little bit better than that $84 million thing they got at daggone Florida.
Just one more cycle. If you can stack, I would anticipate another top 20 recruiting class. Then the roster is headed in the right direction, but he needs some time. And again, they do need to figure out what they're going to do at quarterback. because that at one point it looked
It's an
really
important
good.
position.
Yeah, at one point it looked really good, and then it all kind of blew up in their face. And I'm not sure how much Billy Napier is to blame for that.
Well, don't forget they have DJ Lagway in 2024. He was a huge win for them. One word, I think it's progress, right? We're talking about them as a top 5 SEC class, top 20 national class. Like, let's not downplay the fact that they actually took steps forward, and the Dan Mullen days are kind of in the rearview mirror for them. We're talking about them with expectations. So the fact that we're even discussing that, I think, should give Coach Napier, that staff, a lot of different confidence and optimism heading into the spring eval period.
Step in the right direction. All right, we just broke down the top 5 classes in the SEC. There are 3 more that we didn't discuss that are still in the top 20 nationally. A lot of talent, of course, in the SEC. So let's head to the 5-star bar for more on the Southeastern Conference.
My favorite thing about our room is it gets a new name every time we toss to it. So who knows? We may have a poll at the end of the show. We're going to dive into the SEC in just a second. Really quick.
Shout out to my Josh.
We're following anything
Pate.
you're hearing in terms of the latest on the commitments we're getting ready for.
Yeah, let's talk about 2 of the biggest recruitment storylines that are going on out there right now. The nation's #1 athlete, 5-star Nicholas Harbor, closing in on his announcement and still digging on sources, talking to people. I like what I reported late last night. I think that Oregon is in prime position to ultimately land Nicholas Harbor unless South Carolina can change that narrative here late in the process. I think it was Oregon changing the narrative yesterday. Can the Gamecocks bounce back and change that narrative today? As I think Maryland has faded and Michigan has faded as well in that recruitment. Top 247 cornerback Roderick Pleasant, the #8 cornerback in the country. That recruitment is still extremely tight. Talked to sources last night that said they thought it could go either way. And you heard me just now talking to our good friend Greg Biggins, who's as close to that recruitment as anybody. And we talked about, first, Greg has not gotten any clarity on if it's going to be one or the other. He thinks it's extremely tight. And we talked about the reasons why Roderick Pleasant would pick USC, that, it's close to home. His older brother went there. Quincy Watts, the track coach, is an Olympic legend, 2-time gold medalist, kind of a legend in the area. USC, they're deficient in the secondary. They could use some instant impact players like Roderick Pleasant and his 10-1 speed in the 100-meter dash. He has a really good relationship with Dante Williams. So on the flip side, Oregon, no one's recruited him harder. No one's recruited him better. His best relationship with the head coach is Dan Lanning. He's got a great relationship with Demetrius Martin. He ran track against Coach Martin's son, Cole, who's one of the jewels of this Oregon class. He likes Coach Wadood over there. Track is obviously a plus with him, and his commitment's going to come down to comfort, relationships, and development, and he's having a hard time between Oregon and USC here late in his process.
A lot of information still flowing, a lot of information being exchanged. Fascinating to see that apparatus work behind the scenes, by the way. Okay, let's dive back into the SEC. Steve, briefly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is Bama, Georgia, LSU, Tennessee, Florida. What stands out the most before we dive deeper into the conference?
Yeah, so Andrew Ivins and Blair said a lot of things that were on my mind. Obviously, Alabama, their defensive line.
Yes, sir. Lit City Lambeau.
Is good a group as anybody signed.
They got him. They got Rashada.
Tackles for loss, 33.5 sacks the last 2 seasons. He was as dominant an edge player I've seen at the All-America Bowl since Will Anderson, who dominated it a few years ago. I think James Smith, the defensive line recruit, has the best defensive line tape in the country on the interior there. Yanze Pierre and Quay Rousseau give Alabama some versatile second-level defenders that can come up on the line of scrimmage and then obviously bring a major pass rush presence. Yanze Pierre has upside through the roof. Edric Hill's a versatile defensive lineman, 6'3", 290, that made 18 tackles for loss and 9 sacks as a senior. And Jordan Renaud's is twitchy, a player at the point of attack as there is in the country. I liked Andrew Ivins' comparison at LSU, Jaylen Brown, Will Fuller. Coming out of the All-America Bowl, I like Jaylen Brown even more as a prospect. He's the kind of guy that returns the opening kick for a touchdown for LSU next year, has that kind of speed, but you hit him with the screen, all he needs is a crease, and he can go the distance. He's one of the more exciting pass catchers after the catch in the country. But Tennessee, that's the class.
All right, nobody cares about the SEC. Now, Muck City. Pahokee.
First of all, I'd like to thank God, my family, my coach, and my teammates for everything they have done for me and to make me the player I am today. With that being said, I love to say for the next 3 to 4 years, I'll be taking my talent to the University of Tennessee.
All right, so James Jackson from Pahokee, Florida, Moat City. He's going to Middle Tennessee State. You know, shout out to the whole city of Pahokee. Shout out to
Wow.
Moat City, Belglade. He will be going to Middle Tennessee State. Gonna be great, my guy. It's great to see talented young men coming out of the muck. Oh man. Yeah, man. So Jaden Rashada came off the board. Your guy, Billy Napier, getting sympathy from 247 Sports. They begging Florida fans to give him time. Yeah, but pretty much, Nicholas Hopper is the only name now that everybody should be looking forward to.
Yeah, that's all we waiting on right there, man. But I don't know. But you said this guy here, this young man here went to where?
Middle Tennessee State.
Middle Tennessee. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, man. So Jaden Rashada's off the board. He said Mitchell signed with Texas.
Yeah. Only thing we're waiting on is Nicholas Harbor. I heard that he was supposed to be going to Oregon. Or something like that.
True. I've heard Oregon and I've heard South Carolina. I think it's a battle
Yeah.
between them two.
Yeah, Oregon and South Carolina, yeah. But we'll see what happens.
So Alabama number one class in the cycle. Good for third best all time. So third best all time.
Good for them.
Behind
Good for them.
Texas A&M in 2022 and itself. Okay, so Texas A&M still has the record for the best class of all time, which was last year. Alabama this season signed nine 5-stars. Nine 5-stars. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Texas A&M last year they signed 7. So their 4-stars was more highly rated than Alabama's 4-stars this year. That it's still at number one. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
That it is.
But nigga, you're recruiting right there, man. Class. I don't. Oregon will move up. Oregon will move up if they get Nicholas, but I don't think it's.
Yeah.
I think they'll move into like the 8th. It won't bring them that far up. See, Miami could have been a top 3 class right now had they kept Jaden Rashada and Kamani McLean.
Yeah.
Would have been the number 3 class, arguably.
Yeah. Shit, it's a blessing to be honest with you, bro. It's a blessing to be in the top 10 where we at. We're 5-17, you know what I'm saying?
As a matter of fact, let's do this. Have we kept
I'm
those
good with
guys?
that.
Let's see. Had we kept those guys?
Right after the season. not projected of what we were going to have if we
Let's see.
win after we lost. Then we
Let's
still
see. Let's
kept
go ahead and add Jaden. And we kept Jaden Rashada and who's that? Kamani McClain.
Yeah, it's all good though. Whoever's gonna be here is gonna be here.
Would have been at 300.
Yeah,
Now we kept both of those guys. Would have been at 300.
top 3.
Oh, also add Connor Lowe.
Oh,
We
Lou.
kept Connor.
Oh yeah, Lou. That's the guy that flipped from us to Auburn, right?
Yeah. So had we kept Connor,
yeah,
we would still okay. So 300.
Yeah,
That's
but
cool.
it's all
That's
good
cool.
though. If we had that daggone program that at that they had at Auburn, we would have kept them.
We would have been at 300.
But
So 300 would have brought us to the top 4. It would have been the top 4 class right behind Texas. Had we kept the pieces that flip.
Yep.
But hey, top 10 class.
Hey, let's to see it, man.
T2Y, Scott Frost for Miami OC job. I'm hoping so. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about Scott Frost. Let me show you guys a tweet that I don't know how to decipher it. This tweet was put out by Dennis Smith, CJ in the building. What's up, CJ? This is a tweet that he put out.
What up, Kings, bro? What up?
Dennis Smith, he puts out tweets when Miami's basically, get recruits and stuff like that. So this right here is like a signal. Now I don't know how to go about this. Some people are saying this could be for Cliff. The other guy, the offensive coordinator candidate.
Yeah.
A lot of people say this could be for Frost. Now, me personally, I don't know. But this is what was put out. Now, from what I do, I wouldn't say no. From what I can allege, I can't put it out there as if it's fact. But from what I allegedly know, the offensive coordinator has already been hired. They just haven't announced. And I'm trying to feed into the people that do give me info. They haven't released anything, and I haven't gotten anything to give you guys anything. But y'all already know how I operate. As soon as I know, and as soon as it's okay for y'all to know, I'm telling y'all.
Right.
I'm not waiting to write no articles. I'm not waiting for no perfect timing or nothing like that. Nope. As soon as I know and as soon as it's okay to put out, y'all get me.
Right. Facts. Just like you said, the thing with the OC. Couldn't put it out until it was okay. And that's respect.
When they told me, hey man, they fired him, he's out. I'm like, is it okay to say that? And they're like, yeah, but just don't say that I said it,
Right.
I was like, cool. Can't burn your bridge, can't burn your sources either, because then they ain't gonna be able to give you nothing.
No, because you talk too damn much. That's the thing.
And then it's like, hey man, now I'm gonna have to be waiting like everybody else.
Yeah.
But I still want to know what y'all think about this though. What y'all think about this photo that you got to decrypt?
It's either Scott Frost for the Frosty Tops or either it's Clifton, who the other dude Clifton.
Now, some people are also saying this could mean the Appalachian Mountains or some shit. So it could be Buddy coming back from App State.
Oh, Frank Ponce?
Yeah.
Ooh, good point.
I see a lot of
Good
T. Martin names being thrown out there too. Whether it's offensive coordinator or wide receiving coach and quarterback coach and all that good stuff, man. It's too much.
Yeah, man. I just
So CJ said it means Rocky Top for T. Martin.
ah Rocky Top.
So
Huh.
now, can somebody what mountain is this anyway? Where is this photo actually taken from?
It looked like in Colorado.
Where's this photo actually taken from? That's the question.
I've seen a lot of beer commercials. That's what it looks like. That in the Paramount pictures.
See, stuff like this, you gotta go through all of the crypts. You can actually find out where they get it from, how they got it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can do Google search and find all that stuff.
Damn, man.
I'm just not equipped for that.
Yeah. That's a lot, that boy.
See if you pull it up on Google, they can actually like scan it and all that shit and tell you exactly where that is, who took the photo, all that.
Yeah, they can. Damn, man. Man, it's damn, it's 12:18. I'm not taking a nap here, man.
Wait, what's that
Damn.
about? Oh, yeah, that's 2023. 2024, man.
You know what, T2? I gotta ask you this question. It might sound crazy, but I know you don't have no predictions or nothing for the season or anything like that, and rightfully so, because I don't either. But do you think Florida State will overcome and have a better record than they did this past year? Honestly speaking.
Florida State this season, will they overcome? No. No. I can honestly see Florida State going 8-4, 9-3 again. They're not going to take that major step that they think they are.
Okay.
I mean, as a matter of fact, let me pull up their schedule. And this time around, I'm just going to be 100% fair.
Yeah.
Just, put aside all the trolling and all that. I'll be 100% fair. Now, keep in mind, this is preseason. A lot of things ain't happened yet. I'll reassess after the spring game, which is April 15th, a day after ours. And the Florida Gators, their spring game is on the 13th, which is a Thursday night. Billy Napier think it's beneficial to the Gators to have theirs a day ahead of everybody else, so they could lock in some of the top recruits to come to their games, so they won't be able to make it to the other games. So he
Yeah.
think he's trying to be smart.
If a recruit gonna come, he gonna come, regardless.
Now I'm gonna say this
Ain't no matter.
on their schedule. I think they lose to LSU. I think they lose
Okay.
to LSU. That's not no bias. That's not me hating on Florida State. I actually do think they lose to LSU.
Okay.
I actually think they lose to Clemson. Those are 2 losses already. I think they still lose to
Okay.
Clemson. Florida
Okay.
State is, they're doing pretty well, but last year when they faced ranked opponents, tough opponents, they lost.
Yeah.
They lost 3
Yeah.
straight in a row. I think they're going to take a step forward in, the amount of players that they brought in through the transfer portal and everything like that. I think talent-wise, they lost a lot of talent too. Trayshawn
Right.
Ward,
Right.
McLean, some of they receivers, Sam McCall, they best recruit out of the 2021 class. I'm sorry, 2022 class. 21, yeah, it was 21. 21, actually 22, it was 22. Clemson a loss, LSU was a loss. I'm always going to count Miami as a loss, plain and
Yeah.
simple. They could lose the Pitt. They could lose the Wake Forest. I'm not saying they are going to lose those games, but it's a possibility that they could. Those could be toss-up games, depending on how Wake Forest is looking now. If you got to look down the line, if you watch Wake Forest and Pitt and they're doing horrible, then obviously, and Florida State is doing well at that point, you could just go ahead and say, hey, those could be wins for them. But as of right now, Wake Forest still got their number. Wake Forest beat Florida State, what, the last three seasons in a row? The last
I believe so.
3 or 4 seasons.
Yep.
So I'm not going to count Wake Forest out. They could get it done. They've proven it. Clemson, they haven't beaten Clemson since when? 2014?
I think 14 or 15. It was one of them when they had Dalvin Cook.
So Clemson, LSU, they beat LSU by a miracle last season. Let's just be real. So I could see them losing to them. I could see them losing to Clemson. I could see them possibly losing to Pitt, Wake Forest. And I don't know what Miami's going to look like.
That's a toss-up, to be honest with you.
That's a rivalry game nonetheless. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Now, I did break down Florida State schedule, and everybody was telling me I was being too unbiased, and all that stuff, and I ain't doing this, that. So I laid back on them a little bit. Florida Trucker, I see you, Florida Trucker. What's up, my guy? Links in the chat, Florida Trucker. Speaking of Florida Trucker, let's go on over to Florida. Now, Florida schedule. Based on how many players I've seen Florida lost to the transfer portal, we just seen Utah. We just saw Utah win the Pac-12. We saw them do their thing. They still building. They're not falling off no time soon. Florida right now is going through a rebuild.
Yeah.
That's a win for Utah in my book. Plus that it's a home game for them. Tennessee.
Oh, they playing in Utah this year. Oh, crap.
Utah's.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Tennessee's gonna be better. So that's 2 L's I'm counting already, just going down the schedule. I think Kentucky's gonna improve also.
Yeah.
Florida don't even have a quarterback.
That's what I was saying.
I'm gonna give that to Kentucky. Vanderbilt beat them last season, but it's still Vanderbilt. It's still Vanderbilt. I don't know where to go with that one. I would give Florida I would give that to Florida, but I ain't doing it this time around. At South Carolina. South Carolina is improving also. Now, granted that we saw Florida beat the bejesus out of South Carolina. And then you see South Carolina beat Clemson and Tennessee. So who knows what that game will be like. Georgia definitely gonna beat them by 3 million. Florida Trucker, I don't know if you got good internet where you at or whatever. Every time I try to bring you on, it's like you just pop off. Yeah, Georgia's gonna beat them by a million. I'm taking Arkansas. Arkansas is a way better football team at this point than Florida. LSU's a way better team. I'm definitely gonna be watching. I'm not sure if Missouri's gonna beat Florida, but I
They
think
might.
that's a toss-up game. And
They
they
do.
close. Jay
Yeah.
Garcia's gonna be over there too, so it's gonna
I
be
was just
interesting
about
to
to say
watch
that.
that.
Yeah.
And I do believe that Florida State's gonna beat Florida. I can see that. I can see Florida State beating Florida. So you got a loss to Arkansas, LSU, Georgia, possibly South Carolina, possibly Vanderbilt. You're definitely losing to Kentucky and Tennessee and Utah. So it's going to be a devastating year for Florida. Ain't it simple? From my perspective. Now, obviously, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. This is just my opinion. BB a Florida fan. I'll let BB go through the schedule. The same games I just said Florida lost, gonna lose. I'll let BB tell it. You there, BB?
He listening, but he probably got his name muted.
Yeah, his mic's on mute.
Yeah.
Florida Trucker, the what you call it, the links in the chat if you still want it. He's a Florida fan too.
Yeah.
So if
Like that's a
everybody,
concern for me.
all the Gator fans that think I'm being biased or I'm being harsh on your team, y'all can come in here and tell me. Y'all can tell me. I can come in, hit the link. Come tell me all these games that I say you could lose. How you gonna win them? And how you not lose them? That's the question. I don't see you beating Utah. Don't see you beating Tennessee. Don't see you beating Kentucky. I could possibly see you beating South Carolina and Vanderbilt. Those are two toss-up for me. You're definitely losing to Georgia, Arkansas, and LSU, and Florida State.
But you know what though, T2Y?
Florida
I
State,
mean,
to be honest, I'm not even gonna give them Florida State because it's a rivalry game. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Florida looked like monkey shit last year, and they still almost beat Florida State.
damn sure did. But here's my problem with that though, T2Y. I understand the games that you said that they could lose or whatever the case is, but my concern is they could. Who they gonna throw the ball to? Who's gonna be the one throwing?
Don't get me wrong. They got wide receivers. And later in the season last year, they started getting a little bit of experience. They did bring in some good wide receivers in this class also. So they'll definitely have people to throw it to. They just not gonna have like veteran experience.
Where's the quarterback though?
They're gonna have to either work with Mertz or they're gonna have to I think the kid Max.
If they're gonna have to do something, that's my whole thing.
Let's look at Florida's roster.
Because that's the issue. You don't have a QB in this recruiting cycle. Yeah, you may have a quarterback, but you got to have some kind of backup of some sort. Because what's going to happen if you don't? God forbid something happen. What you going to do? That's the question. You had Jalen. You know what I'm saying? He went on. You had Kittner. You know what happened with him. You had the other guy. Who got the offer from HBCU because of him saying derogatory stuff.
All right, so hold on. So if you look at their receivers, talent wise, let me make sure. Is it all right? So that's as far as it could go.
It's tough, bro. It's Tough, bro.
So let me see. So it's not fully updated. Their roster's not. This roster's not fully updated because they haven't added in guys like Andy Jean and those.
Yeah. I'm
Some
sure
of
they
these.
got some nice receivers. I'm sure they do. I'm just looking like, call me crazy, but you can have the nastiest receivers all you want. But if you ain't got no quarterback to throw it to them, what's the point?
Sarge said, "Look at Georgia's schedule: all cereal and Pop Tarts."
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Georgia got a really good chance of what you call it,
A
three-peating.
three-peat. Y'all might do a three-peat. Y'all gotta. They ain't got no excuses.
This roster's not updated. Let's take
Y'all
a look.
going against the little giants.
Let's see if ESPN has updated it. Added the freshmen, the recruits that signed already, signed and enrolled. Let's see.
I'm telling you.
Well,
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so not even ESPN has added any of the oncoming freshmen, and they haven't taken out anybody that hit the portal. But Florida's got receivers they could throw it to. They just it's the quarterback situation.
That's what worries me.
See, that's what I'm saying. They haven't even updated it because they still got Kitna on here. He's literally out. Got locked up. Won't let me in.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson, he's gone.
That was a
He's
mistake.
into the draft. I think Max hit the portal if I'm not mistaken. So,
That's a
like I
mistake.
said, Florida fans, if y'all want to tell me how y'all gonna win these games in there, y'all can do so.
What do you think Florida record going to be next year?
Let's go back to their schedule.
I say 6-6, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It might be.
Let's go right back to that schedule. All right, so they'll lose to Utah. They'll beat the Cowboys, McNeese. They'll lose to Tennessee. They'll beat Charlotte. They're 2-2. They'll lose to Kentucky. I'm gonna give them
2-3.
Vanderbilt. They beat Vanderbilt. They're 3-3.
3-3.
At South Carolina, I'm gonna give South Carolina. I gave them
3-4.
Vanderbilt, so I'm gonna take South Carolina.
Yeah.
Lose to Georgia, lose to Arkansas, lose to LSU, beat Missouri, lose to Florida State.
That's what, 5-6 or 6-6.
So wins for them 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-8.
Oh, damn. Billy's out of there.
4-8.
Let me see, out of there.
Let's say I give them a courtesy win at South Carolina, 5-7. 5-7.
I don't see that happening. Florida don't have a defense, man.
5-7. And if I want to be a little bit more courteous to them, let's say I just give them Kentucky. At Kentucky.
Yeah.
They just lost on Will Levis to the draft, so 6-6.
Yeah.
At best.
But didn't Kentucky pick up Devin O'Leary from NC State?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Let's just say I give them Kentucky. That's 6-6. I'm saying, I'll be honest with you, I'm predicting 4-8. Just based off what I'm seeing now. Now let's just say some of these schools have some problems. We know Tennessee, they'll be good. They picked up talent and they continue to picking up good talent. Plus they outdoing Florida in recruiting. They outdoing them in many positions. Florida don't have no no defense, to be honest with you. They lost a lot of those guys. The best offensive players, offensive linemen hit the transfer portal.
Yeah.
So Billy basically at the end said that this is a rebuild. So you already know how that goes. Look at our rebuild.
Sure, right. It's gonna take some time for that, buddy.
Let's look at I know a lot of people talking about the Miami schedules. Let's look at Miami schedule. We better beat them. We better beat them. If we don't beat anybody on this schedule, we better beat them.
Miami, Ohio,
and Temple too.
Bethune, Temple, Florida State, North Carolina. We got a lot of stuff. It's a lot of people that we got to beat them.
We definitely could start this season. Texas A&M is going through a lot of turmoil right now too. They lost damn near their whole roster to the portal. I think Miami could beat them. We should have beat them last season with one of our worst team ever. So it all depends on who bounced back faster, Texas A&M or Miami this season. It's hard to say because right now we don't even know who the offensive coordinator is. Well, y'all don't know who the offensive coordinator is. So we could definitely go for the first 4 games. We could be 4-0, or we could be 3-1. To be honest, we definitely beat Georgia Tech. So 4-0 or 3-1. We're gonna be 5-0 or 4-1. North Carolina, that's a tough one. I could see us possibly losing that game. I definitely see us losing to Clemson. I'm not even going to play with y'all. Virginia, we could be at NC State. We could possibly lose that game. At Florida State, toss-up, rivalry game, possibly loss. Louisville, the same. It's going to be a toss-up for me, right? As of right now, it's a toss-up for me. We could probably lose that game. We'll probably win it too. So those are still question marks. At Boston College, I have no faith in Boston College. I watched them play last season. I've seen how Boston College to me is not really a threat. But you got to keep it in mind that's in November. That's going to be a cold game. It's a Friday night or Friday afternoon, whatever. So we could still factor that in. That's a question mark game too. But I'll get all the information that I need from the first 5 games, not 4 or 5. First 5, because that's when we're gonna go into really playing some ACC football. I don't even count Georgia Tech, to be honest with you. Last year we was practically one of our worst teams, and we blew them out.
I see 8-4.
Yes, I could possibly see a loss to North Carolina, Clemson, NC State, Florida State, Louisville. Those could be question mark possible losses. But anyways, man, I'm not gonna wait on Nicholas. I know he's not coming to Miami, so
when he's supposed to commit, what time?
There's no time on him. Let me see. Yeah, there's no time on him. They really don't have a time on Nicholas, so I'm gonna call it a day, guys. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Appreciate everybody that hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Look forward to seeing you guys in the regular season and everything like that. when we get the
Yes,
offensive
sir.
coordinator, I'll do a live stream. We'll talk about that. What's the expectations then? Whoever the offensive coordinator is, their performance, wherever they were before, what have they done, that kind of thing. So like, share, subscribe. T2Y, I'm out. Good day.
All right.
All right.
Yes, sir. Go Canes.